Hi everybody, dreadlocks, would I do it all again? What a leading question. Let's roll that intro, let's have a look. If you like my videos, please subscribe, hit the little notification bell, then you get notified whenever I put a new video out and you won't miss anything. Right, let's get on with it. If I'd got to start again, would I go for dreadlocks? Very, very difficult question. I originally got dreadlocks because I was told I couldn't have them, and I'm the kind of person where if you tell me I can't do something, yeah, go out my way and do it. And I deliberately put dreadlocks in because I was told I couldn't. Would I do it again? I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my dreadlocks now. I think they're absolutely fabulous. But I'd never got any hair. I'd always had my head shaved. So I'd never got any hair. Growing my hair was a new experience for me. And I found that quite difficult initially. You know, hair on my ears were making my ears itch and all that kind of stuff. So I did find that difficult to start with. When I put my dreadlocks in, my hair wasn't long enough and I made a fatal mistake of using wax. Never, 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 ever use wax. At the finish, what I had to do was I had to let my hair grow long enough, my dreadlocks grow long enough so I could cut the bloody stuff out. It was horrible. People will tell you that if you put dreads in, use wax, it'll make them look better. And it might do for that first few hours, but then they end up going flat, you've got wax everywhere, and your hair's not dreading, it's just held there solid clumped in this wax. The only thing that makes dreadlocks is your hair moving about, so don't ever use wax. Once I'd taken the step and actually got the dreadlocks in, it was kind of a love-hate relationship. I wanted dreads, and I thought they looked really, really cool. My mate had got dreads, and I thought they looked absolutely fantastic. What I didn't realise was how much pain and aggro and frustration I would have to go through before they looked anything like dreadlocks. Once again, like I say, wax didn't help. When the dreadlocks were put in, we used the old backcomb method. There's three methods: backcombing, neglect and rip and twist, and I'll do a video on those at another day, but we use the backcomb method. And for me, I didn't have the time to do the neglect thing because I was getting aggro and I just wanted the dreadlocks in. So that's why I went for the old backcombing method. While I was still considering dreadlocks, before I'd actually got them in, I was telling people I was going to have them. And some of the responses I got off of people were absolutely hilarious. You're not black. I didn't know. I didn't know I wasn't black. Apparently, some people think only black people can have dreadlocks, but I don't know why. You're not a Rastafarian. No, I'm not Rastafarian. I'm not religious in any form. So, no, that's out the window. What the bloody hell do you want dreadlocks for? Because I've been told I can't have them. The main reason. But yeah, I thought they looked cool. Once they were in, it was difficult. I've got to admit, it was very, very difficult. People would look at you in a very strange way because the dreadlocks weren't fully formed. They looked a mess. There were loose hairs all over. The dreads looked horrible because it got wax in them. And even once the wax started growing out and I started getting the wax out of them, it's hard to explain, but you constantly like this. Why aren't my dreads looking like dreads? Why aren't my dreads growing? And what you've got to realise is that as your head or your hair dreads, they start to shrink. They don't get longer for the first few months. They start to shrink because all that loose hair is getting knotted up, and you know the hairs in here aren't straight. They're all going zigzag, 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 zigzag all the way down. Which actually, you know, if that dreadlock wasn't a dreadlock and it was natural hair, it'd probably that long now. So when you first put them in, they start to shrink, and you're looking in the mirror saying, are they getting any longer? And it's frustrating because you can't understand why they're not growing, and you want them to grow and you want them to look good. That first 18 months, 2 years is absolutely awful, in a word. There's no other way to describe it. It's frustrating. You're tense, you're wound up about them. You're constantly like, well, I was anyway. I'm talking about myself here. I'm constantly whittling. You know, why aren't they dreading properly? Why aren't they growing? Why don't they look good? You know, and it is not easy. So if I had to choose once again whether to have dreadlocks or not, I don't know. In all honesty, if something happened and I had to cut all my hair off, would I start again? I don't know. I'd like to think that the experience I've already got from doing it once, I'd like to think, yeah, I would. But in all honesty, hand on heart, I couldn't say 100% that yes, I would go back to having dreadlocks. Would I ever get rid of my dreadlocks now? No, I can't see me ever getting rid of them. I like them too much, and I've gone through too much pain and suffering and frustration to end up with them. So that's just my take on it. Would I do it again? I don't know. I'd like to think I would. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Is it difficult? Yes. Is it frustrating? Very frustrating. Would I recommend dreadlocks to anybody? No. No, I wouldn't. I would, if somebody said to me, would you recommend dreadlocks? I would say, what you need to do is you need to sit down, you need to talk to people that have got dreadlocks, find out all about the frustrations and aggravations that can go along with dreadlocks. Look on YouTube, look what other people have put about new dreadlocks, and then make an informed decision yourself. Don't come and ask me, because I'm not going to say, yeah, go for it, or no, don't do it. I will explain what I consider the pros and cons, the good and the bad, and try and get through to you how difficult that first 18 months to a year is. But no, I wouldn't turn around to anybody and say, yeah, you need dreadlocks. I mean, I have said in the past to people, you'd look good with dreadlocks, but no, I wouldn't try and push them on anybody. If somebody come along and said, I wanted dreadlocks, could you put them in for me? Yeah, of course I would. I'd come along and I'd help and I'd do it. But I wouldn't go out my way to recommend it to anyone. So that's about this video. Over and done with. Would I recommend dreadlocks for anybody? No. Would I do it again? I'd like to think so. Is it 100% I'd do it again? 80-85% that I'd do it again if anything happened. But there's always that 15-20% that I'd say, oh, it's a lot of grief. It's a lot of grief. But, you know, to each their own. If you're going to get dreadlocks, think about it very, very carefully. It's not an easy decision. Once they're in, once they're mature, great. Get out of bed. You don't have to comb them or anything like that. It's fantastic. But just getting there in the first place is not easy. It's a decision you've got to make, like I made, got pushed into. If you want dreadlocks, you go for it, but research, think about it, and then make your decision. Okay, see you on the next one. Bye.